everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for being a part of this show, for being a part of the celebration of women this month of March. As you can see, Rubbin Minds is doing a very special edition for International Women's Month, which is powered by Lipton Tea. I'm really excited about our next guest, who is somebody who's incredibly seasoned as a Nigerian politician and senator. Not just that, she's an advocate who has gotten herself involved in various projects that made sure that she joined the fight against human trafficking, amongst many other causes. I'm talking about Senator Princess Florence Ita-Giwa. Hello, welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for making time. We really appreciate it. Looking glam as always.
I don't know about glam.
Oh, if this isn't glam, then I don't know. I don't know.
I dress up.
No, you always dress how you want to be addressed, which is, you know, genuinely like the queen that you are. Now, let's get straight into it. You have, if I may say, fought the good fight where politics is concerned. You rose up, you've also been involved in advocacy. And, I want to know, what are some of the hurdles that you've noticed that other women faced when they were embarking on a similar path, which is the aspiration for, political office, especially to get to those high-ranking positions?
Well, I mean, the problems are still there. Nothing has changed, from when I started, and we're talking about, 26 years ago?
Wow.
Yes, and the intimidation of women, hasn't stopped. Any means that they can use, to take the women off those positions, are always applied. But the main thing, in the number of years that I've been working and going around, talking to women, my advice, number one advice to women has been that you have to try and get rid of fear. You understand? Because the men, the men know that we can easily be frightened. So the men use fear, things that would bring fear, like violence, and that number one instrument is violence.
Wow, against
women
aspiring.
In the field.
Wow.
Yes, against, that is in political field. If you're going for a campaign, that is election position, electoral position. So that is the main thing that they apply. And women are not financially empowered enough to be able to raise that type of money. Women, if you go, even if you have a contractor, you go to look for a contract. If you are lucky, they give you breadcrumbs, just the crumbs. Whether you like it or not, it's extremely, extremely, capital intensive. It's a business that you have to have a lot of money, whether you like it or not. You need money to campaign. You need money to do all the souvenirs. You need money to look after people.
So what is it that made you choose to stand your ground and say, no, this is what I want, and I'm going to fight for it?
I had issues. I didn't go into politics because I wanted to go into politics. You understand? Because I wasn't a politician, and I'm still not that type of politician. But I was looking for a platform to address my issues, and I had major issues to address, which I needed a platform. Number one, I had the issue of, of the killing of Ita-Giwa, which it has not been resolved. So that killing generated anger, that for somebody I knew, and for, somebody, such a prolific columnist, a brilliant man to come back to Africa, you understand, to be killed. I thought it was unfair. You understand? So somebody that I married, I thought it was even that Nigerians cried for. And then number two was the issue of Bakassi. And even at that time, Bakassi had not been seeded, but they have been, that is very, very badly treated by both Cameroon and Nigeria. And I discovered as I was growing up politically that none of the countries actually wanted the people. They wanted what was in the ground, which is oil. So the struggle was not about the people, the struggle was about the oil. Because for an oil-producing area, there was nothing, zero development. When I now grew up, went to House of Rep and then now started seeing what was going on there. So I saw all those, and I felt that I needed that platform. And I must say that the platform of politics has been very, very useful for me in dissemination of information, in the platform to struggle and fight for my people. I've used the platform a lot, and of course, to fight women's issue, but I've not succeeded. That's the problem. Because the powers that be are still too strong. For women of this country. So instead of improving, they weaken the women more.
One of the popular hashtags at the moment is he for she. And, how do we, because it's almost like there's two different types of groups of men that we're speaking to. There's those who understand and say, well, give these women a chance. And there are those who are just like, what are these? These women have been shouting for a long time. We don't really understand what it is they want. How can we all be a part of making sure that they also understand that they being the men, let me not leave them out, they being the men, that they're a very important part of this. Like you said, 26 years you've been in politics, and you personally don't feel that there's been much change.
I think, what I tell women, because I really don't like to sit down and discuss men, because for me, they don't represent my issues anymore.
Wow.
Which is, and it's not just about me, but for me as a person, as Ita-Giwa, as a person, I have a long time ago taken out the issue of whether you're a man or a woman over the years, and even that is why, I've been preaching for women to be very, very strong, because I cannot sit down and waste my time to discuss whether men like you or not. Then that is a greater sign of weakness, that you're unable to thrive, you're unable to survive politically, you're unable to get anything, because a man likes your face or doesn't like your face. For me, this country belongs to all of us, so, and it's about, being strong and being firm and standing up to say that I'm not here to push you out, hey, but allow me space for us to complement each other. But everyone knew that I'm always known as a troublemaker. Even in my state of origin, I'm known as a troublemaker. And you are a troublemaker because you are asking for what is rightly yours and what is rightly, what should rightly belong to your community that you come from, or for the women. So if women, but they intimidate women, they silence women. You understand? Look at Nigeria. Women are in government and all that. We don't hear women because they silence women.
So we're hoping to see a shift where these women can find their voices.
And being out there, talking for women, talking for children, talking for the youth, talking for people, does not make you less a woman. I am saying here today that I'm so happy and proud to be a woman. If there's anything like reincarnation, I'll come back a woman. I'm a Calabar woman. But hey, wait a minute. What has to be done, whether I'm a man or a woman. Yeah. And that's why I keep preaching, short of sounding like a broken record, that women have to be strong. And that's why I don't even believe in the affirmative action. You understand? I believe affirmative action, yes, but with amendments, only political appointments. Which by right should not even be 35%, should be 50-50. Because we all work. Do you know the efforts that women make for people to win election?
So
use them as
but I mean, how do we get to a point where we see somebody's merit when there's so many obstacles for you to even...
So yeah, but if you want to contest election, you have to go there to the field and fight with whoever is contesting with you. Whether man or woman, you're all human beings. Otherwise, it's very, very undemocratic for a woman to be picked and say, go to House of Rep or go to House of Assembly and all that. It's very undemocratic. And it's very, very serious sign of weakness.
Of course, yeah.
You understand? Because you may not even be given the opportunity to be able to say anything. Because they'll ask you who elected you. Yeah. Who are you representing? You are here for weakness.
To fill a quota.
Exactly. I've done 4 elections.
You're a veteran.
Yes, and 4 very bad elections, I did a primary election that was as bad as a main election. Then I did election to House of Rep. I did Senate election twice, and both of them I won. In fact, the last one I did, I contested, I was the only, non-ruling party. PDP was ruling party, I was APP. So I was the only one in the whole south of Nigeria, south that I won election as opposition. So you can imagine how much war I went through. And this is what I want women to do.
To get ready. And I think you're answering the question that I want to ask you is that with all of this experience, celebrating this wonderful 74th year of your life, if you could pass on one piece of advice to the women watching right now, what would it be?
No, I'm still saying the same thing. You understand? The women must conquer fear. You understand? Because it is through fear that they succumb to intimidation, psychological intimidation and all that, fear. And then, of course, hold on to your God. And the women must be strong. Nigerian women must be strong. Because we don't have materials in this country. You know, we have solid women. I mean, we have upcoming young ladies like you doing so well in your different fields of endeavor. We have, you know, intellectually, they're high up there. You know, business-wise, they're coming up. But we have to come together and be strong together. That, you know, that's my advice. Be strong together and support each other.
And support, that one is a very important
Support each
one.
other, you know, because before, you know, men like that a lot, that the woman will climb up there, manage to climb up there through whatever means. Once she's there, either she's so scared and all that, she just stays up there. So no woman can even attempt. But now we are beginning to help each other. You know, we are talking to each other. We are having series of conversations on how to move forward. We are talking. I can feel the impact that Nigerian women are making today.
And we're embracing what can be done with
We are
numbers.
embracing that, which is a thing of joy for me.
Wonderful. So very quickly before you go, I think I have the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask you, are you a feminist?
Am I?
Are you a feminist?
I'm not. I'm not, because all those titles are all weaknesses. You know, you don't have to be a feminist or non-feminist to achieve what you want in life. You don't have to go to war with the men, you understand? Because for me, that's the interpretation of feminism, that you're at war with the men. You just let the men know, you know, that we need to complement each other. That's also create space. So I'm not. I don't believe in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're here to take up space, own what's yours.
Yeah, because I can achieve a lot without, you know, without talking about gender, without talking feminism.
Incredible.
I can achieve that. That's what I'm trying to teach the next generation.
Which is a very valuable lesson.
Absolutely.
Senator Princess Florence Ita-Giwa, this has been incredible. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the wisdom and for sharing some of your experiences that we don't get to hear about often. But I know there are many lessons learned from that, so I really appreciate that. Wonderful. So that's an incredibly insightful conversation, and we're going to take a very quick breather, but don't move because there's plenty more when we return.
This is it.